Afternoon. We're here today to talk about an incident that we have here in the area of 84th and Sandalwood. Today at approximately 12:30 hours, we were called to this location on what was reported as a domestic disturbance where a female had been struck by a car. We had two very nice Samaritans who saw this happen, saw the female be struck, had her get into their vehicle. They were attempting to get her out of the area as the male suspect in the black vehicle that had struck her was still present. They drove away eastbound, and he ended up following what we believe is likely a high rate of speed, where he hits their vehicle. The vehicle spins out and ends up in the front yard of a home just around the corner here. Shortly after, we get a call of gunshots. What we know that we have now is one male, the male that was driving the black vehicle, who's deceased, and the female was transported to the hospital with multiple gunshot wounds. She is in critical condition.
The suspect in custody?
The male is deceased at the scene.
No. Okay, okay.
The male who was driving that black vehicle, is deceased at the scene.
Do we have the age of the male and the female victim?
I know that the female is her early 20s. I believe that the male is in his later 20s. I don't have the exact ages or names available for you.
Does it appear that the suspect shot himself, or can you shot the female?
That'll be a part of the investigation. What I can tell you is we have one firearm located at the scene, and we do not believe that we have a safety risk for the community, or more specifically this neighborhood.
Were the two Good Samaritans threatened at all, or how did they escape injury?
I can't speak to their exact experience. What I can tell you is we did have them looked at by medical. Obviously, they were in the vehicle that was struck by the suspect in the black vehicle. They are with us now. We are interviewing them at this time at the station.
Any idea of the relationship between the woman and the suspect?
The investigation in regards to the relationship and how we got to this point today will be ongoing. But with that said, we do know that they were familiar with each other.
Do you guys have contact with them earlier today?
I don't have that information that I would be ready to release today or at this moment.
How many shots were fired?
I don't have the total number of shots that were fired, but we do know that the female who was transported to the hospital has multiple gunshot wounds.
Do we know where her injuries are?
I don't have all of that information right now. Her injuries are very serious, and so medical came, and we're very grateful for their quick response, and she was immediately transported to the hospital.
So was there a domestic violence this morning with them?
I don't have all of that information that I can share with you right now. What I can tell you is this call originally came out as a domestic disturbance.
Where did the ultimate begin?
We don't know exactly where this began. Again, that's going to be part of the investigation. We know the original call comes out at 84th and Sandalwood, and then he strikes her with the vehicle. She's picked up by our Good Samaritans, again, very kind individuals who my heart goes out to for them. They continued down the road eastbound where he follows, so essentially it's another block to 2 blocks over the course of this incident.
So when the two Samaritans drove off, the female victim got ran over, the male suspect followed them, crashed into them. Then he shot the female who he had previously struck?
That is correct.
And he didn't shoot, he shot directly at her, not at the two Samaritans.
Certainly wish we had video evidence to watch it all play out, but that's part of the investigation. What we know is our Good Samaritans, our two young ladies, were not injured or struck by gunfire.